A desolated desert is shown at the start of the movie. No one was being seen far away. There is a couch at that desolated place where a gorgeous girl is sleeping. It was a strange sight. Then a boy is seen who was moving towards that couch. He suffers headache as he is nearly to come beside that girl. And things become misty, and that boy also encounters many weird things. As the laughter of a demon was echoing. And a big and ancient demon house comes before the sight. Otherwise, he also witnesses the odd sights. Suddenly, he wakes up. It is known here that his witnessed sights were not fact but just a dream. That boy's name is Thomas, who was a painter. Thomas has been suffering these nightmares for the last many years. Thomas has visited the psychologist after being irritated from such dreams. He is also with the psychologist right now. Psychologist reveals to Thomas, "You are suffering from the sleep disturbance." Thomas tells psychologist that it was connected with a devil in the old ages. A man suffers it at that time when he is occupied by a devil, or any demon had taken a place on his body. That psychologist tells him, "These are just your imagination, otherwise nothing else. There may be any wish connected with a girl which was not fulfilled. This is the cause, you are facing it." Thomas leaves before hearing her next word of her. Suddenly, Thomas observes something in the bushes as he is painting, sitting at a place. He receives a call from a property agency before his any thought about it. He was being told that his uncle has owned him property before his death. Property agent hands over him some papers of that place when Thomas goes there. The place's name is Kaiser Garden. She also gives her a letter written by his uncle before his death. Thomas was shocked seeing it because he neither met his uncle, nor he heard about him. While opening that envelope, he finds the Kaiser Garden's photos. And that Kaiser Garden was looking like the demon house which he had dreamt. And now he was wanting to view that property. Thomas leaves from there. He comes to his house. He reads his uncle's letter, coming to the house. There was a written statement in that letter, "I feel regret that I never ever met you. And my mother and grandmother are the cause that we never met." But they were perhaps right because our family is associated with the Kaiser Garden for many centuries. Regretfully, Kaiser Garden's males are cursed. The letter does not reveal the kind of cursing. There are some rules which will be compulsory to follow on your part. Being a Kaiser's flesh and blood, you can open any of the door there with your blood. There is also a statement with a warning, that there is a prohibited place for you. And it is basement. You will have to trust me. And that place has been banned for your goodness. Thomas moves to Kaiser Garden. Having no keys, he enters while breaking the door. That house was looking ghostly and also ancient. There were skulls in the statues everywhere, giving the horrible look. While discovering the house, it feels as if there is someone who is keeping an eye on him. Thomas turns, hearing the shutting sound of door when he goes to the basement. And he senses the presence of someone. At the first sight, it disappears. Going upstairs, Thomas meets a girl named Linda. And she was one of the agents of that property agency. She asks Thomas about his uncle's letter. Thomas was feeling awkward hearing her. So she leaves, excusing Thomas. While sleeping, Thomas again dreams. He dreams that he has awakened that princess, going beside her. Thomas says to that princess, "It cannot be a dream, because it is seeming a reality." That princess tells, "My name is Rose, but I am also called Sleeping Beauty. You are realizing it reality, because we have come close with each other in the physical world. This is the reason you woke me up from my dream." She says, "I am waiting for you to come close to me in the physical world." Then she proceeds to Thomas. But she takes her steps back in fear. Thomas is left astonished when he turns back to see. She continues to plead, "Thomas, don't go leaving me here." Afterwards, Thomas awakens. Then he again suffers sleep disturbance. A demon comes towards him in the blanket as Thomas tries to move himself. Thomas wakes up when that demon is about to kill him. It means, it was also the nightmare of Thomas. The doorbell rings of Thomas's house. There is the appraiser of the house when he goes to check. He had come there to ask the maintenance of the house. When Thomas asks questions regarding this house to appraiser, then he tells, "This is a mysterious house. Many people come here and go missing. Police investigated this house many times but found nothing." Thomas again discovers the house as that man leaves. Thomas discovers an ancient door in the basement. He tries enough to unlock this door but of no use. For more exploration of Kaiser Garden, Thomas visits the record office of that place. He finds a sheet with the incomprehensible statements while checking the papers. Thomas is trying to understand whatsoever written statement on this sheet. Suddenly, he feels trouble in his stomach. And he suffers an attack. Thomas is trembling in confusion. And he begins to catch the same sights of his dream. At the first sight, Thomas comes on his normal condition. Thomas is with Linda. He says, "The written statements on this sheet are matching with your handwriting. Kindly inform me about this house if you have knowledge." Then Linda tells, "My brother did not return till now and disappeared. Who went in that house? And more than 50 people had visited Kaiser Garden, but they did not come back, surviving themselves. Nor there is any clue, where did they disappear?" Thomas says to Linda, "I need your help." Both are still talking that Thomas has again a fit. Linda takes Thomas to doctor and doctor tells, he suffered the panic attack. While dreaming, Thomas again meets Princess Rose. Rose tells, "You are that person with whom I am cursed." And she tells him about a demon which cursed Rose. She says to Thomas, "We will never be able to meet in the physical world until this curse remains." Rose clues him that only your bloodline will awaken me. And it will unlock all the doors of that house. She says, that your awakening time has approached. Now you should wake up. Saying it, she vanishes. Linda tells Thomas, "You suffered panic attack. But the awkward thing is that you came into normal condition when I took you in that house." Linda tells Thomas while showing her brother's photos that he had come here to fulfill a challenge. But he was not searched from that time and is still missing. "I have come here to seek out my friend." She tells, there is mysterious death history of Kaiser's family. Kaiser's family males have met their end through accidents and suicides. And the most astonishing fact is this, only males' deaths news is heard. She says, it is perhaps related to supernaturalism which is regulating it. Thomas asks that there may be any way to protect from this curse. Linda blames Thomas's bloodline. Hearing the words of Linda, Thomas remembers his uncle said words regarding bloodline. And he takes Linda to that ancient door. Linda also tries to unlock that door but of no avail. And Thomas gets his blood, pricking a needle, lying there. He unlocks that door with his bleeding finger and that door is unlocked. Thomas and Linda both go inside. They get an antique diary there, which is locked, and they open it. The written statement in oldest language is incomprehensible for them. Then they observe that a statue attacks them. They leave that place to save them. Suddenly, a car approaches there. And Linda asks Thomas to sit in that car immediately. There was someone in the car who was called for her help by Linda. He is Linda's friend and a paranormal investigator. Linda brings Thomas and Richard to her house and shows many photos of Kaiser Gardens. Because she had detailed knowledge about Kaiser Garden, paranormal investigator says seeing those photos, these spirits are usually called demons or devils by the people. Some people believe them while others don't have belief on them. In fact, they live in our surroundings. Richard informs Thomas, you are connected with Kaiser Garden. So they may appear before you, taking any form. Linda tells Richard that Thomas is connected with that property. He will be put to death if he remains detached with that property. Thomas leaves that place, taking Thomas's words awkward. And he alone begins to view that antique diary. He remembers something, viewing a photo. And he returns to Linda and Thomas. He says, I am not attached with that property but a Princess Rose. And he reveals to them about his nightmares and Princess Rose. He tells about the talking between Thomas and Rose. He tells, she opened her eyes for the first time when I entered this property. Thomas says, we can break the curse and spell while searching and waking up Princess Rose. Richard tells, I am not understanding the writing and language of this antique diary. And we should visit Linda's house to understand it. And they visit Linda's friends. Actually, Linda's friend knew about a software, which could translate any language into its own language. That building's appraiser comes to Kaiser Gardens in order to meet Thomas. He starts searching for him. Then the same demon attacks him and puts him into death. Waking up, Thomas knows that a few parts of antique diary have been translated. Linda tells him while reading, it has been written by your uncle. He had written in it, I am putting my family in such a trouble, where its return is impossible. Because I am going to sacrifice a bridal in front of a devil. Thomas asks, what does it mean? Then Richard informs him, your uncle had association with that devil and bridal. They know more after further translation of the diary. That Princess Rose was such a princess who was renowned for her beauty. After enchanting, a demon cursed her. And being hurt with a needle, she went for an immortal sleep. Rose is still captivated by the demon. If it is true then Rose is alive. It was a long time that Thomas was detached with his property. And he suffers a panic attack. Then Linda and Richard bring him back to Kaiser Garden. Reaching at home, they know that appraiser of this building is no more. Thomas moves to the basement, taking Richard and Linda. Then he unlocks the door with his blood. There is a tunnel of which door is opened. Moving ahead, they are attacked by a devil. But that devil disappears as Richard utters the enchanted words. Now they had reached their decided place. They encounter the same demon. Linda and Richard say to Thomas, "We will divert the attention of the devil. At that time, you may awaken Rose, going there." And they do the same. Thomas goes to that room, where Princess Rose had been captivated. Thomas comes beside the princess but she does not awaken. Then Thomas recalls his bloodline. Thomas awakens her while getting blood from his lips. Now Rose wakes up at this time. Rose gratifies her, restoring her senses. She comes to Thomas while closing her eyes. But her eyes' color had turned into black when she opens her eyes. Here a great secret is revealed. It is that Princess Rose is no more princess but has converted into a demon. Speaking with a ghostly tone, she says, "You have awakened me. But your game is over now." She spreads a spell on Thomas through her finger. And he is crashed with a wall. Rose says to Thomas, "I have thought too much about you." The pitiable fact is this, a considered dream girl for whom he was struggling, she was not a dream girl but a demon. Rose hears the same voice of demon from outside. Killing that demon, she pulls out its heart. Wounded Thomas says while coming outside, Rose is a demon and she should be killed. Linda is about to attack Rose, holding a knife, then Rose holds her neck. And she is about to strangle her. She does not kill her but leaves. Rose says ironically, "I don't want to give you death soon. Because I want to show everything to you which I am going to do." Then Rose takes a long breath while casting her eyes on Thomas. And a black flying smoke takes both of them away. Then Alin's friend is shown, who was reading that diary after the conversion of it into his own language. Here he comes to know about the curse of Kaiser family. Actually, Kaiser males, blood is loved by the demon. It means that demons can only sip the blood of Kaiser family. And the recognition of the Kaiser members is this, they first have the nightmare and later the voices of demons are heard by them. Then they suffer the panic attacks. And the same was occurring with Thomas. And Kaiser males had to be conscious as they should never associate with any demon. It is also written in that diary that, demon will use this curse to bring the doomsday. It means, when this world will be eliminated. Then it is shown that Rose comes at a mysterious place, taking Thomas, which is far away from the world. Rose utters some enchanted words, using her might and blood of Thomas. She says, "All demons will soon awaken. All the world will be rooted out with the advent of doomsday." And the movie ends with this enchantment.